So let's go into myth number 6. You shouldn't work out if you're sick. Now, I have many asterisks by this on my notes because it's not necessarily a myth, and you could actually phrase it either way, that you should work out even if you're sick, or you shouldn't work out if you're sick. There's a lot of caveats to this. And like with everything in this entire episode, you should always consult your medical practitioner or provider. But here's the general consensus. If your symptoms are above the neck, like a runny nose, nasal congestion, sneezing, minor sore throat, then exercise, especially if you're just doing a moderate exercise that day. That's considered safe. Studies have indicated that mild to moderate physical activity may not worsen your symptoms and could potentially make you feel better by opening nasal passages and temporarily relieving nasal congestion. Another thing I would add to this is we also know from the research that working out, maybe not when you're sick, but before you get sick, like being a person in general who works out, you tend to have a better immune system and can fight off infection quicker than someone who is not as active, which is just great to know. But if your symptoms are below the neck, such as chest congestion, a hacking cough, upset stomach, fever, fatigue, or widespread muscle aches, it's recommended to refrain from exercise. Exercising with these symptoms could potentially make you sicker by stressing your body's symptoms that are already battling an infection. That's really the key here. Just like we talked about in the last myth, stress is stress. And when your body is already fighting off an infection, a sickness, a virus, and if you add in a high or even moderate amount of physical activity in with that, then your body doesn't know what to fix. Because like we said, when you work out, you break down muscle. If you're breaking down muscle while you're also fighting off the flu, what is your body prioritizing? Which one is it going to, you're just inhibiting your overall ability to fight the infection and to get better quicker, and actually more than likely elongating the amount of time that you're sick. Now, I break this one all the time because I hate being still. But I will say when I've had the flu, there was not a chance that I could barely even walk to my fridge, much less like run. There's definitely days where I know I'm sick and I cannot, my body will not allow me to do this. But I got sick in December. And after being sick for like 2 to 3 days, about the 4th day, I said, you know what? I still have a cough and I still have some chest congestion, but I feel decent. Like I feel like I can at least go for a walk, or maybe do a light amount of exercises, maybe some push-ups, maybe some squats, just to like move my body. But here's the rule I follow. Again, you should ask your doctor, an actual like MD doctor. Go ask your doctor. But the rule I tend to follow is if I have the energy for it and I ease back into it slowly, I'm not pushing myself the very first day back in, but I try and take it slow. I just do something for 10 or 15 minutes the first day, maybe 20 minutes the next day. And as long as I continue to feel good, that's worked for me. But you need to focus on what works for you. And then it also goes back to the willingness to train question that we were just talking about. How, on a scale of 1 to 10, how willing are you to train today? And if when you ask yourself that question, your body is like, ain't no way. No. Do not feel like it. Listen to your body. And this is the other thing from experience that I know to be true. Every time my body has said no and my stubborn head has said yes, it's always been worse. I either get injured that day, I set myself back, I end up feeling worse. It's so much better to just start feeling better, to get to where you have a willingness to train, and then get back in the game from that point forward.
So I guess the key takeaway, number 1, consult your doctor.
Yes. For all things.
Yes. Number 1, consult your doctor. But I think we need to remove the shame and the stigma of like missing a day at the gym is okay. If your body is telling you no, it's okay to miss a day, because if you go against your body, like you just said, you're going to end up regretting it.
You will regret it.
So a good key, like you talked about, if it's anything above the neck, if you just have a cold, and you feel like going, then it's okay to work out. But if your body is telling you no, do not work out.
Do not work out.
Yeah.
So I would put one more caveat on that because
Okay.
I'm glad you said that. I typically don't think of this because I have a gym in my garage. So I go to a gym, which I love, and that's where I typically go, but I also have a gym in my garage. I would not go to a public gym.
Oh, yeah. Be courteous.
Be courteous.
Don't get other people sick. Yeah.
Exactly.
Huge caveat.
Huge
Yeah.
caveat. So even if you're like, yeah, I have a cold, like I had a fever last night, but I feel better now, I'd still probably stick to like a home
Yeah.
workout.
No one wants to be around anybody that's sick.
No one wants to.
Yeah.
No one wants to.